Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode 290. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sininsky. Hello.
Delicious hams.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm really happy that they had this in the refrigerated section, because if we had to wait for that to cool down on a day like today, it would have taken some time.
No, it had never been cool. It was terrible. I like summer. Summer's better than winter. I'd rather have this than be cold.
I disagree.
Oh, have you ever just driven by a beach before?
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm
no,
about
it's
to
just
go to one, man.
life is objectively better
It's
in
just
the
too
summer.
hot to work on cars, though. I like all the
I
seasons.
guess I don't know that.
Yeah, well, you have an air-conditioned
I know I
garage.
have got an
Yeah,
air conditioner.
well, yeah.
You also own a Ferrari, and you made the life decision of Ferrari ownership without an air conditioner.
Have I mentioned how much I hate associations?
Wow.
Even though I'm on the board of it, still getting approval to get an air conditioner?
Good lord.
Yeah.
How does that require approval?
I'm just going to do it.
Why don't you just put air conditioner in your garage at home?
I'm just going to do it. Because, no, there's no insulation that's full of holes. I crypto mine in there.
That's fine. Honestly, my garage is only 1/4 insulated.
Let me show you the internal temperature of my garage right now.
Oh my god.
There's also 11,000
because
watts of mining in there.
You got rid of all the trees around it.
There was only one, but I did get rid of that
That's why.
piece of shit. Also, great candidate for solar now.
Yeah, no, the getting rid of the tree was your problem because my tree cuts down a ton of heat in my garage.
This actually isn't bad. Last year was 109. I put an ducted louver fan in there. Great. Anyway, it's going to be air conditioned here at some point. It's next summer. It's going to be so much nicer.
I don't believe you.
Well, that's fine.
Because the HOA that's gonna be yelling at you. See, that's how my neighborhood. We were talking about how great St. Paul is last episode.
We were.
And I was talking to Andrew Chase about this, and I was saying yeah, no, I love my neighborhood. It's great. I can just go out my alleyway, sub some cans, and make a shooting gallery, and nobody gives a shit. Because it's borderline to two very high crime neighborhoods, and I'm just not my fucking problem.
Do you know what's not going to get called in right now?
That
Me shooting varmint or
yeah,
cans.
Exactly. As long as I put a can on the gun, and it's not super loud. It's fine. People see it's fireworks. But anyway, so because people are probably fine with me doing that, that means they're not give a shit if I put an air conditioner in my garage.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
I just can't. I can't believe it. They're no, you can't have an air conditioner.
They haven't said I can't do it, but here, I like to play by the rules.
It's always better to beg forgiveness than for approval.
I'm just going to play dumb, but that was always here.
I think you should just put it in.
I'm probably going to, because I'm sick of waiting for the AC contractor and the board to do their thing.
How do you need an AC contract? You just you find wall, you cut hole in the wall, you stick.
Well, the thing is, I gotta
full-sized air conditioner.
push I'm gonna put a mini split in here because they're super efficient, and they also heat in the winter, which is way better than electric boiler heat. But these are built like hangers, so there's an 8x8 every 5 feet. There's no studs in the wall, but there's plenty of insulation. So I still have to be able to feed everything through. And I'm kind of waffling on whether I put it upstairs or downstairs because one's better for heat, one's better for cooling. I don't know yet, Ryan, but I will get it done. I know all about HVAC. I do it all the time at work.
Curtains. Take one of those out and make a half-sized push-out window, and then put the AC bracket on the bottom. Done.
I'm going to mount the outdoor unit under the deck.
I'm just thinking of how I would do it for zero money. And then for your spare wood, go find some wood in your alleyway. Because that's what I did. Somebody disassembled their house, and there's a bunch of really nice wood. And so I'm like, perfect. I will go take this wood.
You go out to the rural country to find a disassembled barn. I went to my alley.
Yeah, exactly. I had to go. I walked there. It was great. I love living in the inner city. It is so much better.
Patreon.com/Carbitrage on this super cool website. You're going to find 3 open-ended levels of support for people that listen to our podcast just like you to support us. $1 a month, maybe more if you want, whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll keep recording either way, but thank you.
I bet we might be able to send somebody or give somebody, if they want to find us, a sticker if they can leave us a good review.
Yes, actually. If you're local to us especially and I don't have to do much, I have...
No, you need to come to us. We will give you a sticker once you find us.
Yeah, come on the podcast, actually.
Yes. Or come find us.
Come find us.
It'll be a fun adventure.
I will give you a sticker and or a podcast
it's a quest
for
your reward.
Yes.
You get to go on a quest for your sticker.
with no microtransactions.
No microtransactions.
So-
all we request is a good review, and we will give you a sticker.
Head on over to your favorite podcast repository that has reviews and go ahead and leave us a 5-star.
Once I am personally, if I am personally out of Carbitrage stickers, I will give you a different sticker. But you'll get a sticker. Hopefully a Carbitrage sticker.
And I will give Ryan more Carbitrage stickers. too.
Yes. So likely be a Carbitrage sticker. But if you're out, it'll be a consolation sticker.
Don't you worry. There will be a sticker.
Yes. You will get a sticker of sorts.
Holy shit.
Anyway.
All right. Beer, drinking hams.
Yep.
I'm still finishing off the last of this now quite warm Colorado Kool-Aid,
Beer
but
refreshing from the land of sky blue waters.
also from the land of sky blue waters, which is, of course, France. The Twingo turns 30 this year. Yay! Oh, that's actually a quote from the can. Ryan is just demonstrating that to me. So the Twingo turns 30 this year.
Very good.
And a designer from Holland has decided to take one of the original first-year models and do a translucent see-through-ish design thingy made out of electricity to celebrate it.
Jana had a really good TikTok she showed everyone of a guy just pressing all of the buttons inside of a Twingo.
Very good.
And they're all great. Like, every button's weird.
And they probably all still work, too.
They all work, and they're all weird. Like, the horn is where you expect it.
Pushing it on the end of
Yep,
the stock.
exactly, right where it belongs.
Yep.
But, like, the window switches have, like, a weird kind of, like, motion to them. The HVAC controls are 360 degree. So you know, like, where you have, like, 0 through 4 for your... And when you're done with 4, you usually just go backwards.
Correct.
This one, you can just go back to 0 from 4.
That's
You can
nice.
just continue rotating it up.
Well, that's cool. Why aren't all like that?
I don't know, because the Twingo's better and everything's worse than a Twingo.
Merci, Twingo.
Yeah, no, the
Oh, it
Twingo
even
just showed us
says
the way.
that. I didn't even
Yes, it
notice
did.
that. Merci. Hon, hon.
The Twingo showed us the way. So that's cool.
Really like the Twingo.
Twingos are good.
Look how happy that car
You
is.
cannot be unhappy with the Twingo.
I've got like 90s bus upholstery. I've got French switches. I've got the horn in the right place. This one's made out of electricity and it
The
has
car's
like a,
happy to see you.
It is so happy to see us, and it's got like a candy interior.
Very good.
This is
It's a good
what a
car.
great way to celebrate the 30th birthday of the Twingo.
I love the Twingo.
I'm
very
happy to be
about
of the
this.
same era as this car.
So-
I feel honored.
I want to talk about the future of classic cars,
Okay,
which Twingo, I guess, kind of counts.
it's
'Cause,
going
like,
to be there.
The
Absolutely.
Twingo's absolutely there, but I think something that a lot of people are really sleeping on, I've talked about this before, is classic. Like pre-19, like back to the 50s style
Ramblers?
cars. Yeah, back to the 50s style cars. The giant American land yachts from the 1950s and 60s.
Okay.
Because the 70s ones are cool, but like the 50s and 60s had like the really charming mid-century design. Because like in 1958 there was a recession. Between 1953 and 1958, you had like totally wild,
Boom.
like the boom at the peak of America.
Not only that, but you had these military industries not making military shit, so it's
That's what I mean.
super high quality products.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
It's insane.
And so, and then after the recession, like they had this era where like hot rodding was like the cool thing, and so all the manufacturers were trying to appeal to the hot rodders.
The Copos and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, and like even like actually a Copo, a central office production order car, but like. Yeah, they like you can get everything with like a cool engine. You can get everything with like some cool brake package. Like everything was available with a cool option. Like
was
like Jana's Buick, you could just get a limited slip differential.
Right? It was just
Like as a box you check.
and
It's
the
not,
dealers ordered them that way
and
too.
you could just stuff it in. Like that's cool. But like
What was that car with the custom top fabric in the late 50s?
Mod Top.
Yeah,
Mopar.
mod tops.
Yep.
Talk about cool.
Yeah, Mopars are great. Like, there's so many cool different Mopars.
Sorry,
Best
Scott,
one
I'm
to
just
import
seeing your
as of now.
chat.
I
You talking collector car or
probably
Twingo?
probably Twingo.
Mm.
Best one to import. I would probably say the late '90s ones actually.
Oh, you're thinking like the second gen? I'm gonna call it.
No, the first gen Twingo. Because the first gen Twingo went to the early 2000s.
Yeah, but didn't they facelift it in '97?
No,
Oh,
no.
I thought they did.
I mean, it was a facelift, but it was still the same thing. They had a second generation that was completely different.
Right. But like the first gen, like it got a different front end, kind of, in the late '90s.
No, they just like improved it.
Oh, okay.
I would say the mechanical issues on Twingos.
I don't know.
That's a Darren question.
That is a Darren question.
I will ask Darren next time I talk to him about
We will get back to you.
mechanical
Small
problems with
extension.
Twingos.
Ooh, one liter, 1.1. Man, it's a French car. It's a French city car. They definitely had teeny little engines.
I'm looking at their wiki right now.
Just because we love them, we don't necessarily know about them.
Half the fun of loving a car is the mystery behind it.
That's like when I buy my Avantime. I don't care what engine it has. I will find my way around the problem. And if it's terrible, I'll put a K-Series in it. Yeah,
Perfect.
Exactly. You know what's good? A K-Series Avantime.
The smallest engine was a 1 liter. The largest was a 1.2 liter. You could have a 5-speed automated manual, or a 3-speed auto.
You could get a pre-selection in that thing?
Yeah. They all weighed 1,742 pounds.
So good.
But if you look at the 98 to 2000, I think was like the right era, because that's when they
whatever had the most bus fabric in the
yeah,
seats.
that's what I mean. Like it was like that kind of like that's when they were like really kind of going ham with it.
Hams?
Yeah, hams. But you could still get all the cool special editions and everything, but it wasn't quite.
Here's a question for you. Did Twingos have more or less special editions than the Fiat 500?
Fewer.
Damn. Also, thank you for saying it correctly.
I think I'm pretty sure it's fewer.
I would have to imagine. So the Fiat 500 is basically made out of special editions.
Yeah, like every year in every market had 3 special editions every year.
Great. Any car that's got that many special editions, is going to be happy.
Yeah, so this is it. In 1996, you can get the 1149cc engine in the Twingo from a Clio.
I said 1.1 liters and I was inadvertently correct.
But it's a 1.2 because you round up.
No, 149.
Yeah, you still round up.
Okay, Mercedes.
If it's like 11,
Okay,
if it's
Ford.
1101 by FIA standards, you have to round up. You always round up.
Well, I don't, because I'm a pedantic prick.
I know, but I'm talking about by FIA, in racing pedigree.
Yeah.
So
if you sneeze over a cubic centimeter, that's...
No, it is absolutely that. So, but yeah, you could get the Twingo engine, which should be more powerful, more faster.
I agree. In the real world, 1149 is
1149 is
FIA.
1.1.
I get
but
you.
By cars,
Right.
cars are not correct.
Well, I mean, and that came from bikes too. It's like, wait, you can't have a 501. That's a 600. I'm like, okay, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Twingo, there.
You
get
can
a
also
teeny
imagine
engine.
how much manufacturers would fuck with that.
Oh yeah, if there's room, they'll take a mile.
Yeah, so that's why I don't do it.
Especially the French.
Also, did you know there's a license-built Renault Twingo made in Japan?
I did not. That sounds even
Yes.
better. Is it okay? Tell me
made,
more.
It was called a Renault Twingo. It was made by Yanasi
So it's
in
better.
Japan, and
I want one of
the
those.
VIN started with a J. That was the only difference.
I want a J Twingo.
Yeah,
Is it right hand? I assume it's right hand drive.
Yeah, of course.
Ah, damn it! I don't want the stalks on the wrong side.
No, it's
Can I
fine.
retrofit those?
No, it's a Twingo. I'm absolutely sure that the stocks are in the exact same location. The horn is still here. Yeah.
Very
The horn
good.
will always be right here. So I don't think they did it backwards. I think they literally put no effort into it. But the Renault Twingo 1 was in production until 2012 in
yes.
Colombia.
Colombia. Thank you, What a beautiful country.
Yes. Very good.
Also, I appreciate your M156 reference, Scott. He says 6,208 is 6.3. Thanks, Mercedes.
Yes, that's correct. That's FIA
It's
standards.
not. Just like the Ford 302 is 4.9 liters.
Yeah.
4938. In America, it's a 5.0 because FIA rules, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
dumb.
very much round to nearest. So.
I have to go by because all the cars I'm really into are based off of like class or in
No,
Japan.
and I get
Japan's closer to FIA. Actually, Japan's stricter than FIA.
That's true. Dude, that's like TÜV. Yeah, you want to talk about a strict governing body? Look at road cars.
Exactly,
Don't look
yeah.
at racing.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. So that's why Mercedes just makes up garbage.
What do the tax records say? That's what I want to know. And tax records agree with what you just said. You are over a certain CC, it's a bigger engine. You got a
Exactly.
2001 CC, it's a 2.1.
Yep, that's exactly why. Well, that's why I go by FIA,
Right.
Because that's if they call
Closest
it
to road.
yeah. So but yeah, I want to talk about these 50s era cars and stuff.
Fiscal horsepower.
Exactly.
God!
But
Damn it.
these 50s era cars, what I really like about them, what I think is something that actually appeals to most people, is the fact that anybody can drive them.
Yeah.
You don't have some wild special. You don't have to learn to
Standard
drive.
controls.
Yeah, you don't, and even then, often if you don't have a manual, everything's so vague. It's probably better without a manual, to be honest.
Oh no, I started my Power Glide in second.
Like, yeah, like I can imagine, like, well, I'm just imagining, like, how cursed it would be to drive Jana's Buick with a manual, with how vague every other thing is except for the shifter. Because, like, I'm just telling you, like, how weird it would be.
It would
like,
be
as
so
a fact,
great, though, too.
Because, like, the steering wheel, you can go like this, and it will literally spin lock to lock. And everything is just to the nearest foot. And I'm just imagining with a manual transmission how that would feel is the shifter would probably feel like it's made of butter.
Well, yeah, if it's like correct to the Buick, you would have to make it all rubber all the way through.
Yeah, it would be horrible. Or like it would be like some like weird like agricultural manual like stuck into something that like into like a 50s Cadillac.
Oh, like
where
the
you're just
850 trans.
Yeah, like
It's out of a Caterpillar, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, like the rest of the car is so nice and smooth, and you're just like, yeah, this is great. And then you're like grinding gears because it's like a not synchro mesh. Yeah, exactly. But like, the thing is,
but that makes it worse, Ryan, and worse is better.
That is true. I was actually going to get to that. It's
sorry.
like, so they did have manuals available in some cars where it's like you can get a manual Tri-5, you can get manual shoot Fords for the most part. But like, I think like, and like even with the manuals, is you had so much torque is you didn't have to like really feel bad. I haven't tried a manual so bad I thought I'd prefer an auto.
This is why I want to try a manual Juke, because those were universally lauded for being the worst manual transmission
I've
ever.
never even knew that existed. That might be terrible.
You could get a manual front-wheel drive Juke.
I can tell you that I'm imagining how a manual transmission would feel in a Buick, and I cannot be good.
But that's fine.
Yeah, because like the thing is like with flathead Ford 3-speed column shift manuals,
yeah. With two
those are
synchros.
good because the manual is all mechanical linkage all the way. There's no bushing. Your bushing is brass.
Bushing wasn't even a defined English word when
Yeah,
these were
no,
made,
your bushings were made of brass and like shoebox Fords. So like you know when everything's working. Like everything's greased. That's how everything works. It feels great. Like
I could feel 5 nipples in this linkage.
yeah, and I've driven some like really bad like a Honda manual with no bushings in it or like a Vanagon manual.
Oh, I haven't driven that.
Awful. You have to know where it goes.
I have a kind of strange question. This is going to be part of a tangent. Do you watch Robot Cantina on YouTube? He's a Kansas gentleman. He's famous for putting like supercharged lawnmower engines in cars. Yeah. He is now doing a 1969 Renault with a V-twin Predator engine, and he's having problems with the linkage.
Yeah, no, he did the Kubota 3-cylinder diesel.
Saturn.
Yes, I do watch.
His channel
Robot
is
Cantina.
fascinating.
Yes, he does do cool things. Yes.
Also, another guy that does not do custom captions, missed opportunity. Just saying, because at the end of a Technology Connections video, I need to know what type of jazz I'm listening to.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, sorry.
So, with like, the thing is with these like pre-war cars, or not pre-war, sorry. Fuck. With these like 50s era cars, is like you have everything that's like you can fix it with a hammer.
Yeah.
Anybody can fix it. You're gonna feel like a rock star every day you come out of the garage because like you fixed the problem.
The dirt on you did something.
Yeah, like whenever I work in a Buick, I feel like $1 million because like I didn't come into some weird shit that requires me to like.
Also, you could fix it with things you have.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to get weird tool. I've had to get 2 weird tools the entire time I've worked.
Was it all for the fuel tank?
No, I had to get. Weirdly enough, no, the fuel tank actually was easy. It was simpler than I was imagining it to be.
Okay.
Which is like the worst part. But no, I had to get a crescent wrench for the starter, for the upper starter bolt.
Oh, like
and then I had to get a 5/8 line wrench for the transmission cooler.
Yeah, I guess that checks
out.
But
those are the only 2 special tools I've had to buy.
And like a flare wrench though. Like if you work on cars, like it happens.
Yeah. Those make sense. Like the crescent wrench I can reuse for other things.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so weird that I had to get a curved wrench to do that.
You're talking like a crow's foot where it's bent at the end?
No, the entire thing is curved. Look up what a crescent wrench is. It's very strange. Just a 5/8 crescent wrench.
All right.
It is a wrench where the entire wrench is curved 180 degrees in a curve. Now,
we're going to be cucked by the fact that Crescent's a name brand.
God damn it. Type in just curved wrench.
I want to see.
It's
Oh,
not,
that's not it.
not
Okay.
a crow's foot.
Curved.
Is literally the entire body of the wrench is right
That
there.
bad boy.
Yep, that's the exact one I have. That is the weirdest tool I've had to buy.
Half Moon.
Half Moon wrench.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't own these. I might have to buy one.
Yeah, actually,
Because
yeah,
working
I would
on a Buick,
recommend it.
apparently a lot like a Lamborghini.
Apparently. But yeah, like you just everything's super easy. You feel like $1 million. There's so much interesting technology.
Well,
you like fixing the car, you can actually fix it.
Yeah.
And like upgrading the like electronics, it's like upgrading a computer. Yeah. But like you don't have to worry about things. Yeah, it's like it's so easy. Like I need to replace some vacuum tubes. Oh no. Well, the stereo's gonna sound like garbage either way, so I guess I can go to some vacuum tubes from like Axeman and hopefully they work.
wouldn't you know it? It's socketed and they do work.
Yeah, like it's just like you come across so many things in these old 50s cars where it's like you can get like the weird thing, but it's like still attainable. And it's not just because it was made in America; is like that's part of it.
Yeah.
But like even like people in Sweden like don't have problems like finding these things. And that's why they're so huge in Sweden. Is like it's very similar to a woodworking project where you can just make the thing.
I mean, we talked about this earlier in the episode, even touched on it, I guess I should say, not talked about it, but this is post-war effort, like, cost no object engineering.
Yeah.
So, like, not only are the tolerances, like, 10 times tighter on a 50s car than a 40s car,
Yeah.
so things last.
Yeah.
You don't need to rebuild your engine every 30,000 miles
Well, it's
anymore.
like things are still like the tolerances aren't that tight, but like they came up with solutions during the war with the tolerances that they had. So like with the Buick, things are far apart. Well, you just simply like don't have Babbitt bushings. That's step one.
Again, the difference.
They came up with solutions so it can be fixed in a field.
Exactly. And garage rebuild of a 50s V8, like a nailhead. You can plastic gauge for that shit. You just buy bearings and you put them in.
Yeah,
and you're good.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, looser tolerances. There you go. Run a heavier oil.
Exactly.
You're done.
It's really, really
You're
great. And so many of these cars, like I cannot stress this enough. These cars are getting cheap. Like, because all the old geezers that were, they were gatekeeping them, they're all dead.
Yeah, because they thought COVID was fake.
Well, yeah, and it's like also that, like they didn't want to teach their daughter, their like Gen Z daughter or their Gen X daughter to like work on the car. Well, old geezer died. Now Gen X daughter doesn't know what the fuck they're looking at. They don't want it.
Right.
And so they sell it. Or like elder millennial daughter just like sells shitty old American car. And then like now you find stuff like
Ran when parked.
Yeah, like Jana's Buick was like $3,500. I found a 61 LeSabre, which is like the exact spec I wanted for $2,200. And I was very upset I could not make that happen. Because it was very good. It had the wraparound rear window.
Oh, yeah.
It was lowered a little bit. Somebody cut the springs on it.
Perfect.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
They had side pipes on it. They had baby moons. Like, it was a really, really good build. And, like, also, that car that guy built took him, like, 10 minutes to do in his garage. He just took the springs out, cut them in half because they're progressive rates, or they're constant rate springs. It's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, linear. But to that point, like, the dude did it in his garage with, like, whatever the auto parts company was down the road's $10 jack and a cutting torch. Like, it took him 10 minutes, to your point.
Yeah, and, like, the hardest part of that was getting some cool side pipes. That was the hardest part, was getting cool side pipes.
Yeah, I had to go down the street to Jim Bob's exhaust for that.
Well, no, because they're actually, like, nice and chromed. Like, they're not, like, well, yeah, they're, like,
So
nice.
he bought catalog side pipes.
The hardest part was
Mail
finding
order.
a JC Whitney side pipe. Yeah, that's what he had to do. But it's like it's just such a cool car, and it's just like these cars are just like so easy to work with, and like you can get it with rust. It sucks in Minnesota, but it's like also if you know anybody with a welder, like it's not like
Patch panels are a thing.
Patch panels are a thing, and also it's not structural for the most part. Like if
there's
the
a frame.
If the frame's fucked, you might have a problem. But you know what's beautiful?
You can get a frame too.
B-body frames for GMs were the exact same for everything. The Buick has an X frame, which is a little weird, but like Pontiac also made those, so it's not like it's unattainable. Like all these parts are kind of like there, like they're really cool, and then like you can get like cool old hot rod things, which are even better. And it's just like old American things, and just like old cars in general of that era, even European cars.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much value for money and just like ease of ownership. It really reminds me a lot of owning a Honda in the 2000s.
All right, so I'll go get a Monteverdi high speed.
Nah, maybe not that, but you can get a Mercury Monterey, which would be cool.
That is different. That is a different car.
But
than
very
the thing I
cool
said.
car.
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong.
It's got a roll down rear window.
That is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's canted backwards, and like the bumpers are like
There are interesting design
the
elements.
bumpers are like that thick. They're like 7/16 inch bumpers, like a gauge steel.
They
It's just,
laugh at the 1974 DOT requirements.
yeah, no, they're 5 mile an hour crash bumpers because you have to be going faster than 5 miles an hour to deform the bumper.
Still nothing.
Yeah,
Well, I
won't
guess
take
we'll
it.
step her up to 5, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like Gunch's bumpers are literally.
I don't know how many more of these I can do, man.
I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying Gunch's bumper is as thick as the rubber on my phone case. That's
I believe you. Yeah.
That is
Oh,
absolutely
100%.
how thick it is.
They're like 250-pound bumpers.
Yeah, and so like you get these like cars where it's like, no, they're not fuel efficient, but like you know what, nothing's gonna be fuel efficient.
Yeah, but you're not driving those every day. Who cares?
exactly like.
Do you think anything I own is fuel efficient?
Actually, if you want something that's like almost fuel efficient, you can get like a Stovebolt Chevy, which like a Stovebolt Tri-5 is probably a pretty fuel efficient vehicle. to
If
be
you get it
honest.
without the glide.
Yeah. Well,
The
Actually-
glides don't lock up. They're not very efficient.
I was gonna say they'd probably be fine on the highway because you're just
Well,
not
they still
making
stall,
any revs.
but
You're not
yeah.
making any revs.
Anyway, yeah,
But yeah.
to your point, yeah, I mean, they don't make any power, so man, the carburetor is like this, it's teeny.
Yeah, it's not doing anything. But like for like a 4.1 liter engine, like yeah, they're great.
That is the first time in my entire life I've heard a Stovebolt described in liters.
Well, we'll be coming back to that. So let's talk about your next topic, and then I'll come back after your topic.
Holy
I will
shit.
tell you why I called a Stovebolt a 4.1.
Okay, fine. So, last episode, right at the end, I gave you the lowlights and the highlights of Pikes Peak. My favorite highlight, and I still haven't found the actual crash footage because BMW sponsored the car, but the XM, that terrible, horrific-looking, awful plug-in hybrid SUV, crashed. They just binned it immediately. 738 horsepower and a thing you can buy. However, why I bring that up and my feeble attempt at a segue is BMW is bringing that powertrain to a 5 Series wagon, which does not have the buck teeth, and they're bringing it to the United States.
Okay.
So, good, not ugly, more BMW wagons,
Oh, I found
United
it.
States. You found the interior crash footage of the XM?
No, I just saw the after effects.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
well,
great. It looks a lot better.
It looks way better when it's been corrected by a mountain
That's
on
much
the right
better.
front.
I hate this piece of shit.
It is awful. But anyway, that
This
drivetrain is going in the
exactly
wagon.
what I don't care about BMWs.
That does not have the beaver teeth like the M3. So even though you can get the M3 wagon with a manual, it still comes with the... dude, it's a wagon. I still have to mention something. But it still has an automatic. It's still a stopgap era vehicle. And we're going to be trudging through this for the next 10 years. Just like, why? Fevs?
This is what I'm wondering. Why are you concerned about cars that suck?
I really love wagons. And right
I
now,
know.
there's no EV wagon.
But what you could get is you could find yourself 1 second. I
Okay.
actually took a photo of it for you. I found the exact car for you.
Unfortunately, we've known each other long enough where you're probably going to have a really good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a great fucking point. Fucking ain't right, man. This is.
The modesty there. That's textbook Ryan modesty.
Give me a second. 1963 Polaro wagon with the AFX hood.
I don't want that, but I do love wagons, and you know I love Polaras.
That's a really good wagon.
It's the most dreadful abomination I've ever seen, but I love it.
But you see, the thing is, this
It's 50s
is
eligible, too.
It's 1963. Imagine having an M5 wagon where it's just absolutely mid in every way. Or you could have this, which has a manual. What's the displacement of the engine in the M5 wagon?
It's a 4.4 liter, so I don't know.
Okay, so it is.
Small.
It's a 275, maybe a 300 cubic inch engine. This, I will guarantee you, has more engine than that.
definitely.
Because even the smallest slant six that you can get with a Polaro.
Does that timing chain have 1 or 2 rows?
It is 2-row.
Twice
Yes.
as many as the
Yep,
M5.
twice as many rows of timing chain. How many engines are available in the M5?
One.
One. Okay. How many turbochargers are on it?
All of them are two.
That's too many turbochargers. That's two
That
things
is-
that can break. This has none.
That's good.
Yep. It also doesn't have a bunch of.
Does it have direct injection problems?
It does not. It also does not have biodegradable electronics.
Well, that's good.
Yep. So
Does it have terrible nav in the dash that I can't get rid of?
no, because your navigation is your
Wow.
phone in your pocket.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
good.
And you know how much this costs?
$8.
Yep. It's pretty much free. Those wheels are probably as expensive as the car.
I will take it without the wheels then.
Perfect. The factory wheels look cooler anyway. So that's just the thing. Is
If I had a Polara, I would have like billet 14-inch Polara emblems made as wheels.
Yeah, pretty much,
Because the
like-
Polara emblem is one of my favorite automotive icons.
you know, they
of all
honestly
time.
probably have like a rally wheel where like that was the center cap. But yeah, Polara wagon. This is actually called because it is a wagon. They had to give it a different name, and it's not.
There it is. Okay.
But yeah, this specific car is actually a Plymouth, so it's a Belvedere.
I
But
want that as a wheel.
yes, you should. So you could just get that. There
I'm
you
not
go.
going to
Done.
get a Polara. I'm also not going to get an M5 Touring.
I think it. Yeah, but as I'm saying is, if you want an M5 Touring, just get a Polara. It's the same thing. I don't see what the difference is.
I have Mr. Wags. We're good.
Yep, you have a much better vehicle, like an objectively better vehicle in every way. You have the actual peak of BMW. They've been going downhill since then,
And I also have Brexit, which is a
Yeah.
fucking horrible car.
so I'm gonna. Speaking of the peaks of vehicles,
Yes.
I want to talk about the peak of the Brazilian domestic car market.
We talked about this briefly at the liquor store.
Not this particular car.
We did not, but you mentioned Brazilian.
Brazilian beers. That's because I saw this. This is called the Santa Matilde.
Oh, I like this.
Yes.
No, I don't know anything about it, but I really am intrigued
So
by
there's
it.
2 engine options.
Wow.
Also, the entire articles in Brazilian or in.
I know. I just had
Portuguese.
to
Yep.
accept Brazilian cookies.
So yeah, you did.
I did.
So it has 2 options for engine. Your engine options are you can get a 4.1 liter stove bolt inline 6.
This came with a stove bolt?
Yes, or a 4-cylinder turbo.
That is a weird choice.
Yes, very strange choice. However, those are your options.
This looks like it was made in the 80s.
because it was
A stove bolt was still made in the 80s?
into the 90s in Brazil.
Oh my goodness.
They had a recession, so they just made the same, or they had a depression. They had an entire economic depression, so they just made the same engines from the 60s, like forever.
This has so much Renault 5, Mercury Capri. This has so many different cars of influence in it. I'm so perturbed by it.
It's so good.
It's got like an FB in it in the back.
Oh, wait till you see the other photos of it. It looks even more like an FB when you get to the rear end.
Oh my goodness, the taillights are actually FB.
Yeah.
And that is a stove bolt.
Yep.
Motor alcohol.
Oh, yes. Also, it ran on ethanol. Because they couldn't afford gasoline, but they had plenty of sugar cane, so they made ethanol. So all the cars in the 80s were run off ethanol. So,
The straight ethanol.
yeah. Cool. Yes.
Look
Very
at that
cool
interior.
cars.
That's great.
Yeah. No, that's a perfect car.
That's got like Porsche gauges and
I-
a Porsche shifter.
I am just, yeah. So,
Look at that
the
parking brake,
designer
too.
Humberto
Wow.
Duterte, he actually based this he tried to make an improvement upon the 911S, like for like driving, for like how it handles.
Dude,
But,
the
like-
controls are so very clearly Porsche.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of Porsche all over this.
Although he put the key in the right place, which is thank you,
Exactly.
Humberto Parlor.
Duterte.
That one.
But yeah, it's the engine was a 250S Opala SS6 engine.
I love that.
Yes,
Engine. I have one question.
171 horsepower, by the way.
Out of the stove bolt, that's pretty good. It's
Very
really
good on corn. Yeah.
Well, I suppose ethanol.
I got
More
ethanol,
timing.
Yes.
From whom was the turbocharged engine sourced?
You know, I'm not sure.
I
Let
am
me see
very
here.
curious about that.
So, the 4-cylinder made 170 horsepower.
Ooh. Very good.
It did 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 13 seconds, which is very slow actually. I imagine they just stuffed the engine onto the rest of the drivetrain that would be for the other one.
Vernado Motor Chevrolet 250S.
I'm really happy, speaking of Spanish, that I can almost read Portuguese because I'm trying to get to who actually made the engine.
Luckily.
It does not say who made the four-cylinder.
Damn it. Gotta be Mitsubishi.
Probably a Renault engine.
Renault had Turbo 4s in the 80s?
I imagine. I mean, they had the Renault 5,
Oh, yeah, good point.
but I'm sure it wasn't
Just
that
watch.
engine.
It was a Lancia engine or something.
It's something goofy. But I know that Renault made a lot of cars. And, it could have been a Fiat, actually.
Fiat had a Turbo 4 in the 80s?
I know. I'm just thinking of what I know about the Brazilian car market in the 1980s when the Santa Matilde was made.
I really want to know more about the Turbo 4 option in this. The steel bolt is cool and all, especially because it runs on ethanol, but
Let's see here.
1979.
Let me double check. I'm going to do a quick search to see if anybody has it. But yeah, this is like one of the best-selling sports cars. And they made this until 1997 too, by the way.
This is better than the FB because it doesn't have those terrible bezels around the taillights.
So yes, that's true. The four-cylinder turbo is a 2.5 liter turbo that made 140
Mitsubishi
horsepower.
Gotta be.
The engines originally came from the Impala, which would be the six-cylinder. Does not say.
Well, 2.5, dude. The only 2.5 liter four cylinder I can think of at that time was the Mitsubishi Dodge.
Had independent suspension. Four-wheel independent suspension. That's really
In
cool.
79, 78?
That's really
That
cool.
seems pretty good. How are we? We should add this to the list of Carbitrage cars of the year next year, by the way.
Yeah, the Santa Matilde. This is great. Like, yeah, I think.
I hate this, but I also love it.
No, I'm enamored with this car. This is so incredible. Like,
You guarantee you could pull up to any show in this, and everyone will have to ask you what it is.
oh yeah. So this is cool. The body design was based off of Humberto Dutarte's daughter, Anna Lydia.
She had a great body, apparently.
She actually designed this originally. It was not designed off any other car. They used other parts from other cars that existed, but the body design itself was an original design from the engineer's daughter.
Nice.
Such a cool car. But yeah, they made it for 20 years.
That's got to be one of the best sealed beam implementations I've ever seen.
It's incredible. Like, I gotta look at what the 97 Santa Matilde looked like.
Oh my god.
Like, what did the last version of this car look like? How is this so close to me? And I'm just finding out in my 30s that this car existed.
Seriously, all the weird, obscure bullshit we've talked about with Carbitrage Car of the Year over the last 8 years.
And I'm just learning about weird Brazilian stuff. And wow, yeah, the 90s one looked great. You just type in 1997 Santa Matilde, and you'll see it. It's the front end's got like arrow headlights on it.
Ooh, so I'm gonna like that.
Yeah.
This?
Yes, but there's gonna be this one right here.
Okay.
That's probably the best photo of it.
Ooh.
That looks really good.
Oh man, look at the. Oh, it's got big wheels on it too.
Just look at that. Just think of the fact that Ferrari made the 512 TR and how garbage it looks and how well they made arrow headlights look on this car. Do you see that? Are you looking?
Both of them look good.
No.
Yes.
This one looks good. The other one's terrible. It looks awful. It looks so bad. But this is incredible. They also had a mid facelift where they had square sealed beam headlights.
Ooh, I gotta go back.
Yeah,
to
and
this.
it kind of looks like a cross between. There's a photo of a red one. And if you type in like 19,
Is that it?
no, it'll be. There's a red one.
19.
It's outside. If you scroll down, if you go to Google Images,
Which I'm in.
no, you were clicked on that.
I'm in
Now-
images.
Now scroll down a little bit. Oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with
Oh, it's because I took out the year.
you? Oh, you have to have the year, yeah. And then scroll down a little bit.
Nope, that was the 97.
Type in 1990.
Oh, there it is.
There it
this
is.
guy?
Yeah, that guy. That looks great.
Actually, maybe this is probably a better image.
If you take a Dodge Lancer from the 80s
Oh my god, I
and you
would.
made a two-door sports car of it, it'd be a Santa Matilde from...
See, there's no method. This is high resolution. It's the exact same method I use for everything else.
This looks so good.
The GarageCom.br.
I absolutely want to get a Brazilian
I
car.
love the logo.
It's so good. This car is incredible. I cannot get enough of the Santa Matilde.
I just love how it sits. I mean, look at that. It looks like
Look
a
at
V.
it. It's a perfect car.
It looks like a V8 Vantage, the first gen V8 Vantage.
And it's got a stove bolt in it.
Well, I want the turbo engine, but yeah.
I want the stove bolt.
Well, because it'll fix it with a hammer.
Well, also it makes the most incredible noise. It will sound better than 4-cylinder.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure they only put the 2.5 4-cylinder in because the stove bolt ceased to be made. That would make sense. Because they make almost the same horsepower.
Are we going to keep making the Santa Matilde next year? Yeah. So hear me out. The stove bolt is ceasing production in 2012. Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What else can we get?
Yeah, exactly.
An actual reenactment of what happened.
I cannot imagine like how incredible this would be to drive because like I really love stove bolts.
It's like a non-crappy E24 6 Series.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Like take an E24 6 Series, like a Mazda 626 coupe, an E24 6 Series, a Mazda 626 coupe,
A Porsche 944 and
Not even a
an
944
FB.
not even
The
an FB.
interior's all Porsche 944.
Yeah, I'll give you a 944 interior. And then, like, the front clip from, like, a Lee Iacocca era, like, not K-Car Dodge.
Like a Shelby Horizon front end.
Yeah, or like a Rampage or something like that.
Yes, it's all color keyed too,
Yeah.
just like a Rampage.
Yeah, like, it's a perfect combination of everything. Like, this is an incredible vehicle. I can't get enough of that.
I like that all three facelifts look good.
Yeah, no,
I can't think of another car where all of the variants
they never
look
made
good.
this car look bad.
4.1. I like that they called it a 4.1.
I love that. Oh, whoa, there's a picture of the convertible.
I see that.
Let me see the convertible. Oh, yeah, there's a drop top. Oh, man. I really like that.
Well, the picture came from the 90s. Oh, look at that. Advertising the disc brakes. The removable hardtop.
That would be so cool.
Wow. Why would you buy a bi-turbo when you could have a Santa Matilde?
Yeah, like, this is an incredible vehicle.
Also, can we appreciate that they still have a drinking straw for a tailpipe? Because
Yeah.
the stove bolt doesn't make any power?
Yeah, you don't need it.
Well, actually, 171 horse is pretty good.
They have probably a scavenging effect exhaust,
Oh, so good.
which would be incredible. I love
Why
that.
are we learning about this today?
I'm so mad that nobody told me about this. Credit where it's due. Ed's Auto Reviews. It came up in my YouTube algorithm recommendations, and I needed something on in the background that was car related, so I didn't get bored at work. And I threw on the history of the Brazilian automotive industry because I wanted to learn more about
I
it.
could see you clicking on that.
Yeah, I wanted to learn more about it, and I knew that
Especially
there
if it's long form.
Yep.
This is 48 minutes. Let's
Yep,
watch that.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I wanted. Long form content about the Brazilian automotive industry. Like, that just shows me, like, so many cool things in the world. Like, that's the thing with that car is like, I know, like, in America, to me, a perfect car is the EF Civic or, like, an E30 or, you know, like...
The best car, yeah.
Yeah, like, I've seen what I need to from the American world. Like, I want to see other weird shit from around the world.
You could drive one of these home.
The Darien Gap, I was actually asking, like, what does it take to get a car across the Darien Gap?
And?
I don't know yet. Nobody answered me. It's a secret. But I need to get a car from South America to the United States. I absolutely want a Santa Matilde.
Balto had talked about that a while ago to me. Wonder if
Yes,
it's-
we were talking about
great.
that.
There's a flying asshole in here.
I'm telling you, dude, you just got to make some chlorine down there.
Oh, yeah. No, that'll happen. There's a wasp inside, just so everyone that's listening knows
Yes.
what we're on about.
I need to meet more Brazilian people so I can get a Santa Matilde. Are you going to go take care of this problem? Get it. Oh, God, did you get it?
Sure did.
Good. Killed him dead.
Tell your friends what you just saw.
Dead men tell no tales. Anyway,
That's why I threw his corpse out where his buddies live.
we will have additional Brazilian car content in following weeks as I
Also, this is going to be on the next World Cup of
cars.
Carbitrage Car of the Year, maybe.
If I remember that. But
If we don't remember, listeners,
Tell
you
us.
tell us aggressively.
tell us how great.
Hey, you idiots, you forgot about the Santa Matilda.
Hey, maybe in the next 4 years I'll have bought one. Because if I could afford one right now, if I could,
How much are these?
they can't be much.
Right?
Like how much? Like At most, maybe $15,000 is what I'm assuming.
Would you get a convertible or a hardtop? Or a
Hardtop.
Convertible with a hardtop?
I would probably get the hardtop because I'm imagining when that soft top has anything fail, I will not be able to source any of it.
Just you watch. It's probably sourced from some other car.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely sourced from some cars from Europe that we never got here, but it was like widely available in Brazil.
Maybe the top was made by ATS.
Who knows?
You never know.
But I would get the hardtop. Get that functioning air conditioner. Also with the stove bolt, that means that there is a vintage air AC kit with brackets, so I can have air conditioning in that bad boy.
The rear, the more I look at it, the more it reminds me of an Alfetta.
Kind of, it's like
shape.
like an Alfetta FB.
Yeah, the taillights are still very
SA22C, I should say, not FB.
It's a good looking
Tuckus. It is the pre-facelift first gen RX-7.
Also,
it reminds me of a lot of a 1986 Mazda 626 coupe.
Can we talk about how early this was for molded bumpers too?
Yeah, if you look at like the 80s era 626s, this looks a lot like that. I would say even earlier than 86. Let's look at
Dude, this
83.
has like E36 era crash bumpers on it.
Yeah,
in the 70s.
It's incredible. It is an incredible car. Like it really, they just knocked out of the park. Yes, the early 80s 626s looked a lot like that. 1983 626 coupe. It was more of like a Japanese design, but you can see like pretty similar. Not quite the same.
I gotta get the rear end here.
Let me keep going back, because maybe it's an earlier one. Maybe it's a...
There we go. This guy. Yeah, I see it there.
Yeah, it's got the profile of that. And then there was a Mazda that had those taillights. Was it the Luce?
What was that, like the Pulsar or something in the 80s that had very similarly shaped taillights too?
I'm just looking at... There's a Mazda that was of that era. That is... It's going to drive me insane.
Going back to the Santa Matilde.
Yeah. There's a Mazda that had similar taillights in the 80s, and I think it was a Mazda Luce.
Pizza Luce?
That's how I remember. That's how I learned how to pronounce the Mazda
What a
Luce.
fabulous car. Just look at that.
But yeah, no.
Would you just look at that? Would you look at it?
The Santa Matilde is a perfect car. Like, what the fuck? Why do we lose our... Why do we blow our wad over the Puma GTI, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Pumas are great. But, like...
This is the same year as Blubsky, and it looks like it was made in the 90s.
Yeah, it's an incredible machine. I cannot get enough of that.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, it is only a two-door. I can't buy one.
It's a
Ryan's gonna have
sports
to
car.
get one. Yeah, he'll have to get one.
It's a sports car.
Yeah, I need 4 doors.
You don't have kids. You're not going to have kids. Why do you need 4 doors?
I like how they look.
This is fine. Get the convertible.
Well, yeah, okay. I can make an exception for convertibles.
Yeah, get a convertible. You get the convertible, get the hardtop.
Perfect. We'll have 2 Santa Matilde. The only 2 Santa Matildas in the entire country.
We'll get free food from Fogo de Chao for the rest of our lives.
St. Paul is the cultural epicenter of Brazilian 70s cars. Just you wait.
Yeah, just 2 people happen to really like them.
Conveniently go down 7th the opposite direction at the same time. Hey!
Hey!
Wow.
Imagine bringing this to Intermark.
I would
Intermark would nobody know what the fuck is going on.
I would park it and walk away.
Oh, that'd be so good. I'd park at it and look at it in awe. I'm like, wow, look at this thing.
This thing's great. Who drove this?
Yeah, exactly. Just to see what people would say. I'd be
Is
so
this
excited.
The Santa Maria?
Yeah, it's a Santa Matilde.
Matilde.
Santa
I was
Matilde.
thinking, yeah, that was the bad
like-
ship that did genocide.
Well, also, you can think of Matilda, the movie with...
Great film.
Yeah. So, the Santa Matilde.
Oh, so good.
Anyway, tell me about the SuperBugger.
Oh my goodness. I'm not much of an RV guy, and I play the Grand Tour game where every time I go down the road and
yes.
every time I see an RV, it's like you play anal. I saw an anal mini on the way here. That's the extent of which I play with RVs. Not at all.
I actually do like RVs. They're pretty cool.
Do you like the idea, then, of a Volkswagen Beetle, an air-cooled one, pre-new Beetle, that has had the A-pillar and back chopped off of it, and a pickup camper put onto it?
Absolutely.
With some 70s graphics that's a SuperBugger?
Yeah, no, it's great. That sounds like a great car.
You know, I don't know how fast this could go at its maximum speed. I'm guessing very slowly. But I bet you if you traveled in this, you would be having a very good time.
How could you not? Look at it.
It's got the 70s
Have you
wheels
seen-
on it. I mean,
you've seen the Saab 92H motorhome, right?
I'm not sure if I have.
Oh,
Saab
92H motorhome.
92H motorhome. Oh, is that an officially produced thing?
Yep. That's a Saab.
Okay, so that looks like the man that made the drivable sofa and the driving shed. That looks like that, but this is actually a thing. Okay, yeah, this is very much of the same vein.
That's a perfect. That's a camper. That's a real camper.
Oh, whoa, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow, that's a machine.
What a machine. I don't... Oh, man. Okay, so one is very European, 1960s, 70s. The other one is a very American. It's got like those... I don't know, what do you call those? I saw them on tradesman vans. Those wheels.
Oh, they're turbines.
The turbines, man. Like, this thing is just 1970s Americana, even though it's a German bug. But the best part about this thing, other than its name, which is the SuperBugger, and
So that Saab, sorry, I'm actually on the.
I'll go back to
looking
the
at
Saab here. Yes.
Saab's website.
Yep, Saab's
it's
here.
actually called the Saab 95H Husbelin, which means
what does
camper
that-
van.
Okay,
Obviously,
of course.
I imagine Hus means house and Berlin means van.
I am Swedish, but I don't speak Swedish.
I'm neither. But yeah, I love old campers.
Why put in wheel wells when you don't need them?
This one actually is a modified. If you look at the 95H Husbelin, I guess I did have the option of. They had optional wheel wells depending on the year, I guess.
No, that's not as cute with the wheel wells.
It really looks good.
But
yeah.
I don't like that as much.
I imagine the no wheel wells to make it more aerodynamic.
So anyway, the SuperBugger has SuperBugger on it.
Yep.
And it's probably god awful, but I really like it.
How bad could it be? It's no different than a Vanagon.
Except you can get parts for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you travel the country in a 2.5 liter Vanagon.
You're not getting parts for that.
No.
You are getting parts for
Correct.
this.
Air-cooled parts are
So
in
this
deserts
is-
and things.
This is better.
This is better.
Yeah.
Also, it's got like a little...
Or you can get a Saab 95H Husbelin, which I imagine
Shown
would be
here, I think.
either powered by a 3-cylinder 2-stroke or a
V4 two-stroke.
No, it's a 4-stroke.
Is it? The
It's a
V4
Ford.
is?
Yeah, because
Oh.
it's from a Ford Taunus.
Oh my god. So it's got the V4 in it then.
Absolutely. Well, because the V4 is the Taunus engine. So they made the 3-cylinder 2-stroke, and then people were like, you can't have a 2-stroke. And they're like, all right, fine. We need to put another engine in. I guess we should go find a 4-cylinder.
We only
and
have
then,
15 inches of dimension.
And then they're like, clearly unionized engineer department, which was like threatening to go on strike if they didn't find some other weird fucking engine. Was like, here's a 4-cylinder, but it's a V.
Perfect.
Ta-da! It's from a Ford Taunus.
I don't care what it's
Which
from
is
if
from
it fits.
an awkwardly named Ford from England.
Taunus.
Such a weird name.
Yeah, well, the name SuperBugger is very good.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like it.
It's clearly made from a Super Beetle.
Which is the extended wheelbase one that nobody wants.
Yeah, it's not good. You don't want that one.
Right, but it's got a camper on the back, so you can't tell.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I guess it's more. It'd be easier to come by than a Saab 95H.
Also, nobody cares if you
Spleen.
break a Super Beetle. Everyone hates the Super Beetle.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to look at a Ford console really bad, so I just brought up a photo of it.
You know what? I'm just going to go back to the Santa Matilde.
Can you bring up a photo of the Ford console?
Oh, I can't. I've got this on my screen.
Oh. Ford consoles looked goofy though.
C-O-N-S-O-L-E?
C-O-N-S-U-L. Come on.
Oh, like the personality type?
Yeah.
Oh,
C-O-N-S-U-L.
I hate this so much more.
Look at the weird headlights of the blue one.
Oops.
Yeah. Look at that.
It looks like a mini Thunderbird.
It's like a Citroen Ami and like Richard's Triumph 2000.
I don't like this. It's too
Put
old.
together.
It's too old.
It's so strange.
I don't like it.
I love that.
It
That's
does,
a car.
oh man, it's very much got the D
This
pillar of the
yeah.
Harry Potter car.
No, yeah, of the Ford Anglia.
Yeah, Anglia.
This is. I'm gonna go.
I don't
ahead.
like this.
I'm gonna say that this is a 1961. Oh my god, I was right. 61 to 63, because that's a 61 Ford.
This is
fender.
the 62.
Yeah, so 61 Fords had that weird fender where the fender curved up a whole lot.
Anyway,
very
so the
cool.
Santa Matilde.
Wow, the rear
what
end
a
of
car!
The console's rear end looks really cool too.
What a great looking machine this is. Wow.
Yeah, but let me show you this console's rear end.
Okay,
Do you see what's connectable with the bumper?
that's pretty good. That's a tow bar.
This is a trailer hitch.
That seems like a pretty European car, so I'm going to call that a tow bar.
Yeah. Well, it is European because the Ford console was unique to the UK market. What a machine.
Man, was it even the UK in that era? Or was it just Britain?
I don't know. I mean, nobody really wants to be part of Britain.
Not anymore.
Even the Welsh don't want to be part of that.
I do like the infighting between Wales and mainland Britain.
I like all of it. I think they should all have little provos.
My Welsh YouTube subscriber that gave me all of Brexit's MOT records.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Very good. I love that. All right.
It's like you probably weren't looking for it, but here you go, mate.
I'm
Thank you.
thrilled about that. That's great.
It's like, wow, I found out that it hadn't been on the road in 5 years before I bought it, so that makes a lot of sense.
It actually makes a ton of sense.
There's a lot of rust in the cooling system.
Yeah. Well, now I know how to clean it out.
I got rid of the engine.
Oh. Well,
It was a good engine.
did you clean out the heater?
Fuck no. It's fine. It's an S52. It doesn't care.
Well, I mean, the heater. You could have a functioning heater.
It does. It's connected.
Does it work?
Yes. I use it all the time to cool the engine off because it gets so hot.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. Perfect.
But I put a 4-inch thick intercooler in front of it, and it was a non-AC car, so there's no holes in the front of it. So it likes to overheat.
Why don't you put AC front end on it?
I don't have one. They're really hard to find sheet metal for.
It's a sheet metal difference.
Well, there's more Orify on the AC cars.
Why don't you poke holes?
I don't want to cut into an original piece of sheet metal.
It's fair.
I'm going to make it less fast.
I don't know what I'm talking about, so I guess I can't give you any good console about it, so it doesn't matter to me.
God, I appreciate your pun, but I also hate it.
On that bombshell.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We will catch you next week.